Hello, my friend. It's the Crypto Lunatic from the Lunar Café, and today I'm bringing you a slightly different video. Because my regulars to the channel will know I usually look for moonshots before they pump, and I simplify the language of crypto for newcomers to the space. Today, I'm going to give you a very practical demonstration of what is happening in crypto and which blockchain you should keep an eye on because there's a lot of competition at the moment in crypto. Which one is going to get the most adoption? And today I'm going to show you, well, I'm going to show you a resource of how to do all the digging that you're ready to do. That will lead to the point that Solana is the fastest, the most used, the most adopted, the winning blockchain at the moment. And anything to do with Solana's ecosystem has an unfair advantage in crypto. It's going to be a very short video, and I'm going to point you to one of the best resources. In fact, to date, it's the best resource that I've found in crypto. So if you're up for that, if you're up for a bit of a journey, then join me on a very brief exploration of crypto today. So let's look at Solana. So it does look, yes, we're not in the degen zone. We're the opposite end of the degen zone. Now, Bitcoin is the premium asset, and Ethereum traditionally has been number two. Now, what happens in alt season is when all season hits, then money gets moved out of Bitcoin traditionally into Ethereum. And in the last few weeks, 40 billion has been moved from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Now, we are in a position where there are exchange traded funds or ETFs have been set up in Solana and they're pending applications. So there's all of these ETFs going up at the moment. And the institutional money could well move, could well pivot into Solana. Now, most of the circulating supply or the total supply is out, it's circulating, and a lot of the circulating supply that is out is staked. And if you we will go into that a bit later. Let's go to DeFi Llama. Now, Solana is just it just goes up and up and up. It has all the total value locked. It's piling into Solana. There is momentum. There is momentum there. It's making money. It's got more transactions than every other blockchain. More transactions than every other blockchain stacked together. Solana is a winning ecosystem. And if you want safety, there's no such thing as complete safety in crypto. But the safest ecosystem to look at is Solana. And just look, this is in the last 24 hours. $22 million of fees have been paid in 24 hours on Solana. And here are the winners. Look, if you want winning cryptos, they're all listed here. Jupiter, Pump.fun, Jito, Meteora, Axiom, Sanctum, Binance Stakes Sol, Radium, Phantom, Orca, and Marinade. And here it is. Look, what we do is revenue. We've gone to revenue in 24 hours, and you can see who the winners are. That's in 24 hours. The pump has made 2.31 million in 24 hours. 1 month change, 28%. These are the winners. These are the cryptos that are almost guaranteed to go up, not because of speculation or hype or people are paying them to talk about them, because they are already winning. They're already winning. They don't have to hype it up. They're already winning. They're generating revenue. They are winning. These are winning cryptos that you're seeing here. Well, they're certainly looking good. And just look at all the green. Look at all the green here. Let's go to 1 month change. Look at this. Look at this. Winning, 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 winning. Solana is winning. As long as crypto does well and everything pumps, Solana is going to win more than any other blockchain. Now, that might not be the case when it comes to pump and hype. There'll be other projects with lower caps that will probably have bigger percentage gains. But if you're looking for relative safety in crypto, this is where to look. Solana's ecosystem. And now finally, rather than take you to lots of charts, I'm going to take you to one of my favorite resources. This is InvestAnswers channel, and it's run by a chap called James. And of all the people that I've followed or I've listened to in crypto, he is the best. He really is, because what he does is he crunches numbers. He doesn't shill stuff, and he just comes across as a very genuine, good guy. And if you haven't found his channel, I absolutely suggest that you subscribe to this. Let's show what he's showing in here is that 50 billion has rotated from Bitcoin to Ethereum. What would happen if that same 50 billion moved into Solana? And let's just watch a little bit of his video here.
What would happen if that
Turn it up a little bit.
that went into ETH over the past 2 months left ETH and went into Solana? Anybody want to hazard a guess? Well, I got a model for that. Ta-da! Here we are. Seatbelts, please. If we use the 10x multiplier, that would take the price to $934. 20x multiplier would be $1,674. That's the difference with a very small asset that's very illiquid, heavily staked. And when billions flows into it, it's going to be bonkers. Okay.
So there you are, my friend. A resource. I'll put a link to James's video in the description to this one. But if you really want a breakdown, if you want a detailed breakdown, then watch James' video. I will summarize it and say he's done a lot of research. He's crunched all the numbers, and Solana is the winner. Solana is very underpriced, even though people have been sitting on Solana since $7 in this cycle. So they've made insane gains. There's going to be a lot of profit taking along the lines. And yes, you might be a little bit late to the party with Solana. But if you're looking for safety and you feel you've missed the Bitcoin bus in this cycle and the Ethereum pump, I think Solana will outperform Bitcoin, because what James points out is it's got 1/6 of the market cap. So the same money going in will have 6 times the impact effectively. And because so much of Solana is staked, when the institutions come in to fill their ETFs, the price could go insane. So what we're looking at is Solana being incredibly underpriced and their whole ecosystem looking very, very rosy indeed. But that's just my opinion and James' opinion. Let me know what your opinion is. What do you think? Is there a better ecosystem than Solana? If so, why? Tell me why. Let me look into it. But to date, Solana looks like the healthiest, most used ecosystem that is generating a lot of revenue for the projects that are building on it. And them's the facts, folks. Them's the facts. Through the hype, through all of the shilling, through all of the nonsense, Solana is the king of blockchains as far as transactions and user adoption is concerned right now. But that's much my opinion. I'm a lunatic sitting here on the Lunar Café, but by all means, let me know what you think. And if you've enjoyed this content and you want more of the same, then please do subscribe to the channel. And if you want another little video, you'll find that just there. But either way, stay lunatic, have fun, and make money in crypto.